We are here with Dr. Paul Fick, a clinical and forensic psychologist who wrote the book The Destructive President Inside the Mind of Barack Obama.
It's a pleasure to be with you today.
So, Dr. Fick, what made you decide to write this book?
Well, I guess in a nutshell, concern for the country. Over the last 3.5 years, we've been led by President Barack Obama, and it's my contention that the president has serious psychological concerns, and that those concerns are what is driving him on a destructive path to destroy this nation.
How can you write a book about someone's psychology when you've not spoken with them directly?
Well, admittedly, that is a little tricky. However, and I wrote about this in the book, The Destructive President, I have written forensic evaluations on a number of occasions with individuals that I have not been able to directly examine or to conduct psychological testing. In those instances, I'm left to utilize available documentation and history. In Barack Obama's case, we have a tremendous advantage, however, in that he has written several books that are personal to himself, and he also has made countless speeches that reveal many important things about who the president is. As a clinical psychologist, I've taken that information, I've synthesized it, and I've presented it in a way that will startle the American people.
Your first book was about President Bill Clinton.
That's correct.
Called The Dysfunctional President.
Yes.
Do these two presidents have similarities?
Well, they certainly have similarities in terms of their childhood backgrounds. They both had a significant number of losses. And really, at the core, that's the problem that we're talking about here today. Now, no one can be responsible for things that happened to them in their childhood. However, we are all responsible for what we do with that, how we resolve our emotions. If we fail to do so, we're going to have problems in adult life. And I guess that wouldn't be anybody's concern outside of the individual or those who are in their immediate life. However, when Bill Clinton and Barack Obama entered the White House, their problems became our problems. Bill Clinton was different than Barack Obama in that he took his anger and directed it towards himself and was self-sabotaging. That's why 3 years before anyone knew the name Monica Lewinsky, I wrote in my book that Bill Clinton was going to act out sexually in a way that would destroy his presidency. He came very close. He was impeached. But he was looking to tear himself down. Barack Obama has taken his anger and he externalizes it. He explodes externally. And he is directing that anger towards you, towards me, and is seeking to destroy this nation as a result.
The title of the book, The Destructive President, implies you believe he is out to destroy the country. Is he doing this intentionally or unintentionally, subconsciously or consciously?
I chose this title. This is not an instance where a publisher picked a title to be explosive. This is what I believe. I do believe that Barack Obama is out to destroy this country. I do believe that there is strong evidence to that fact, and there have been a number of other individuals that have spoken of that. What I am doing in this book is I'm explaining why he is doing this, what the motivations are that underscore this nefarious drive on his part. Is it conscious? Is it unconscious? A little bit of both, frankly. The conscious part is what we heard from him before the election. He was out to transform America, not to make changes on the around the periphery. He was out to absolutely transform this nation and in a way that is not healthy or helpful. However, there is also this unconscious process that he's engaged in, and this is where it becomes tricky and very dangerous, because Obama himself lacks insight into his inner process, as we'd say. He has this tremendous amount of resentment and hate that is boiling inside of him. It is a chronic anger and hate. It is not something that's going to be resolved quickly. And what he is doing is he is taking that intense anger, resentment, hate, acting it out in a vengeful fashion, and is seeking to systematically destroy this nation's institutions.
What do you make of Governor Romney's comment that the president has run a campaign of division and hate?
When I first heard Governor Romney make that statement, that Barack Obama is conducting a campaign of division, anger, and hate, I was stunned. He's right on the mark. But what an amazing thing for a nominee for president to accuse a sitting president of the United States of campaigning with division, anger, and hatred. Now, having said that, he didn't go far enough, because this anger and hatred is not just directed at the Romney campaign. This anger and hatred and resentment is directed at the whole nation. He really hates himself. That's a big key to this problem. But he can't stand that thought. So he directs this anger outwardly, and in turn, he's become the destructive president.
Thank you, Dr. Fick.
You're welcome.